But yeah, if we found her before we got the data from Tree Dog, he would have given us a key to a random cave. Or a gate in a random cave. No other way to get it. Other than console commands. Someday I may just go back and use them. Just out of annoyance, just like, take... Screw you, Tree Dog. Someday I'll probably go back and play Fallout 1, 2, and Tactics. Someday. Okay.
I've got
Up
your
here.
back. Yeah, yeah. You want some of this?
Grab it. Oh, finally discovered the Jefferson Memorial.
Bring it.
Turret control system. Threatens. Fortified.
Hey. Where?
Leave the turret alone. Threatens. Okay. Really? I can't do anything else with it? Ah. Oh, it was dead anyway. Oh then. My movement's glitching out. What's going on? It's like I'm stuck on something. Ah, there we go. Hitting caps makes you walk.
Now try and hide from this.
Face meat both.
No more games. Look out. That takes care of that.
Ugh.
Over here. Where? There. You to mess with me.
Ugh. They're disgusting.
Game's over.
No, not yet. Probably wouldn't be easier. Probably wouldn't be easier. Super Mutant Masters. I think I've had more issue with others. No. Yeah, that's fine. One, two, three. That actually might be a good idea. Like, Jesus. Yeah, we'll go for this. Yeah. Jefferson in there.
Not safe.
You're telling me. Basement.
Where?
Bring it. Cedar. Thank you.
Need some help with this one.
Indeed. It's all over the place. There's logs around the place.
I am at a loss. My beloved wife is gone. In her place is my son, small and helpless. As much as this place means to me, as much as it meant to Catherine, this is no place for an infant, especially an infant without his mother. It's time to go. The project was in trouble before, both internally and externally. Progress has come to a halt, both because our recalculations have gotten us nowhere, and because the mutant attacks occur several times a day. I regret that it has come to this. I know that if I leave, our work may come to an end. Addison has never been on the best of terms with the Brotherhood. Aside from Scribe Rothschild, he'll tolerate none of them. If she's the one dealing with them, who knows what will happen? It breaks my heart to go. But I must put the needs of my child before my own.
The notes are surprisingly well intact. That's surprisingly in good condition, considering what it's right next to.
Over here.
Quests. Okay, we actually deliberately have to seek out the holotapes right now.
Something there. Found you. Where? Like that? Teach you to mess with me. Be cautious.
Oh. Walk right past these.
Even in Vault 101, my work on Project Purity never really stopped. Soon after we arrived, my nightly routine included sneaking into the restricted areas, searching for, I don't know, whatever I could find. It was a Vault-tech facility after all. The place was built with some of the most advanced technology this country had ever developed. Those excursions never turned up anything particularly useful. So, one night, after half a bottle of scotch, I broke into the overseer's office. It was easy enough to hack his console, gain access to the restricted files. Most of it was garbage. Propaganda, spy reports, just plain rambling bullshit, really. But there was one thing, one name that stood out amongst all the others. Dr. Stanislaus Braun. I knew of Braun's work, of course. He was a celebrity in his day, Voltec's sorcerous scientist, leaving his peers in awe of his technological wizardry. But it was in Vault 101 that night in the Overseer's office I first learned of Braun's involvement in Voltec's Social Preservation Program and his work on something called GEC, the Garden of Eden Creation Kit. To be honest, the GEC sounded like pure fantasy, even for someone of Braun's capabilities. It was nothing short of a miracle. A terraforming module capable of producing life from complete lifelessness. But not only was this thing a reality, it was actually distributed to several vaults to be used after an atomic war. Vault 101 was, sadly, not on that list. I did some digging and discovered Braun's name on the reservation list for a Vault 112. I'm no slouch, but this man, he could have easily succeeded where I failed. Does his collected knowledge remain within the halls of Vault 112? Journals, holotapes, computer records, maybe even experiments. If I could gain access to just a fraction of Braun's genius, Project Purity would become a reality. I'm off to Vault 112 to search for anything of Braun's that might help me get this purifier up and running. All I know is that it's west of some place called Evergreen Mills, and it's well hidden in some sort of garage. But I'll find it. I have to. It's so close, but that's the story of Project Purity, isn't it? An eternity of almost theirs. Let's see if Braun has the missing puzzle piece.
Okay, so we leave, we can fast travel. Raise to pump control. A lot of this stuff is for a revisit, but I'm curious. Okay, never mind. Those signs still work. Yeah, a lot of things have surprisingly held up, well, you know, shockingly well. Unless that was, nah. Oh, it just, oh yeah. Just forgot where the position. I thought I had to go down a bit before I got into pump control, rather than where it was. See world map. That is to DLC.
Bring it! Go for it! Go mad!
Yeah.
Takes care of that.
Do you really want me to go through here? Alright. Yep. So, has this place repopulated? Or can I just... Is it free roam true? Apparently the lobster dudes in the broken bow of the ship do respawn. Hmm. I'm going to hit up Tenpenny Tower along the way. There's something over here, apparently. Oh yeah, this place.
Whatever it was, I guess it's gone now.
No, you know what? Let's focus. Sorry if I'm not too enthusiastic today. Got a headache, feel a little off, and so frustrated at the custom campaign I was playing there in Warcraft 3. Very fucking difficult. Hit a bloody wall on it. After a sleep, I should be able to fumble my way through, but... It's frustrating. Because I want to keep playing, I want to see more, but... Hit a bloody wall. If it was on normal, I'll be fine, but... It's an insistence of my own to play on hard. Oh, Jaron. I was wondering who the hell. With the armor, I was like, I don't know of any Brotherhood person that charges like that. Ooh. Random raider.
I've got one.
I heard a boom. Why did I hear a boom?
Be careful.
This person's hostile.
Flank 'em.
Ow. Thank you. Asshole.
Over here. Here. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Found you. Where? You like that, you bastard? Where?
That's not a good sound. The hell? They want to move.
That's the end of that. There you are, you little bag. That's it.
Random landmine. Yeah, still no idea what the hell that banging was. So sad about that alien gun being basically lost forever. Yeah, we'll get another one. Probably should start the DLC soon. DLCs. There's Point Lookout, Broken Steel, and Mothership Zeta. Broken Steel, I'm technically in a sense. It modifies the whole game. It lets enemies level up with you and the like, but its actual content is post-game material. It's an expansion, the conclusion of your story. The other stuff is side content. The boat landing or whatever it was, riverboat landing, is for Point Lookout. Oh, there's also a Brotherhood of Steel thing as well somewhere in the city. There's that. 75. Yeah, there's 3 DLCs. That's Operation Anchorage. Yes, that's it. Operation Anchorage is somewhere in the city. There's a thing you can find. There's the boat on the river. In the north, there's the alien ship. That's the west. That's... Yeah, no, that was north. Yeah, there's an alien ship you can find. We'll get around to those at some stage. When I was doing my own run through this, when I was a kid, I played a bit of it. I got stuck on Mothership Zeta. I ran out of supplies. Was stuck using their weaponry. I had no way of healing. And... there's banging again. No way of healing. And... just kept dying to abominations. Ooh, dead core. Okay, follow me down. Oh. They're conspiring together. The Deco Morat Alliance. His head's already injured? In the original, the Decals were a rare mythic beast. Then in Fallout 2, they introduced intelligent Decals. And while one writer, apparently, people were complaining about it, apparently the original writer liked the idea of them, some surviving. The Enclave tried to wipe them out, but some survived. Another writer, I guess a more senior one, just vetoed it and said no, they're all dead. So people were sad about that, because they liked, you know, like, I guess there's a companion one you get. He's quite interested in human culture, in humans, wears a giant robe going around. And when you get into combat, he just rips it off and starts killing people. Because he's a fucking Deathclaw. He can just speak and is intelligent. He's like tries to be an anthropologist. I think that's the phrase. That's kinda cool. But yeah, no, they all have to die. It's like one thing I loved about the first JoJo. They're all jacked as shit. Dio's a lawyer. The other guy's gotten... well, Dio's gotten his law degree. The other guy's gotten his archaeology degree or something. And it's just like... I don't know. They're just jacked. Jacked archaeologist, man. Jacked lawyer, dude. It's... I don't know. Appeals to me on some level. Or Jotaro in later JoJo's is a marine biologist. And jacked as hell. And also apparently starts wearing like leather skin pants, but yeah.
I've got one. Look out.
Just don't shoot through me. Look, these are very well-aged whiskey. I don't know why you're paying so little for it.
Now known as the Capital Wasteland. The Capital Wasteland. How did it come to this, America?
Well, there was resource wars, there's a Magilla gorilla.
To die. The answer is really quite simple. Incompetence. Incompetence.
Actually, speaking of incompetence, remember that Project Anchorage I told you about? They were trying to make a stealth suit for the Chinese faction. Bethesda made a stealth suit for the Chinese faction in it. It's meant to translate as Black Ghost. But they should have done a bit more research, like the devs doing Dark Souls did. The Dark Souls devs, to jump topic, were apparently originally, according to internet rumor, going to call the game Dark Hole, because the Dark Soul mark just looks like a dark ring. That's it. It's a dark ring. It's a dark circle. You know, it makes sense. That's actually slang apparently in England for anus. So they decided to go with Dark Souls. That's the internet rumor. What's apparently, well, what's more confirmed? I'm paranoid of everything right now because I'm repeating it. I've said things before and it's wrong. It's like, and I'm still having panic attacks about it to this day. Yes, the black ghost suit. That's the Chinese equivalent, like Chinese iteration of the N-word. Yeah, bit awkward. Yeah, apparently they accidentally stumbled onto that. That's the issue when you deal with other languages. Let's jump. Let's give you an example here. I've used this many times before. Knackered. Knackered. You've probably heard that word before, and it's a perfectly fine word. It isn't a slur, but drop the ed. That's the only thing keeping you away. Those two letters keeping you away from a slur against an ethnic minority here in Ireland. The traveller community. It's that those two letters are the only things keeping you away from a slur against them. Similarly, there's a saying my nan said. Well, she was actually kind of racist, but the way she used it had absolutely no connection to the group. So I think it was just an innocent thing in this case. One thing she would say, like, say if you say you're in bed, you're in the feathers. Or say if you're still tired, you're still in the feathers, or like you haven't fully woken up yet. More so, you're still in the feathers, because feather pillow, feather duvet, whatever. Feather head was another iteration. Say if you're still sleepy, you're not fully awake. Feather head. Utterly no connection to the Native Americans. Utterly no connection to them. She was weirdly xenophobic, complained about foreigners, but was fine with English, French, kept insisting our very Irish surname was French, but hates foreigners. It was more of a pigmentation thing, it seems. But yeah, at least I never made the connection with it, and certainly she was never explicit with it, so it seemed to be just an extrapolation of you're in the feathers, That's how I always ever took it. It wasn't until years later I actually made the connection. So, I really don't like the aesthetic of that mouse, that icon pointer. It doesn't work. But, yeah. Wasn't until years later did I even make that connection. It's garish. But, yeah. I remember making this point before, but dancing around saying it. But, yeah, that's how my nan used it. And it's like jarring. It's just like, our way of saying sleepyhead is like, oh, that's an ethnic slur. And it's just like, what the fuck? It's like fucking Whiplash. It's like, you grow up watching, Barney, and then it's, or, insert show here, and then it's like, oh, yes, that was actually a gateway to hell. Or, it's just like, what the fuck? It is very much a Whiplash.
Move along, please.
Suck my ass. Oh, this is one of the most durable companions you can have in the game. One of the most durable companions, but you have to be true neutral, baby.
Hello, stranger. I'm Tinker Joe, premier supplier of robotic parts and service throughout the DC wasteland.
Tinker, I believe, is also another slur for... Well, not slur, but maybe... Yeah, slur might be too hard a word, but... jibe? For a particular group of travelers, I think. I want to say it is. It's hard to keep track. Actually, another thing, since we're talking about this, remember someone saying before that Eskimo, for that group of people, is a racist term. Apparently, that refers to only one tribe. But then someone else was saying that the tribe, the name that they want you to use instead of that is actually just the name of another tribe. There's no group, all-inclusive group term. So saying that other name is just being, is the, you know, is the same thing. You know, you're just calling them all by one particular tribe's name. There's not a universal term like there's the Native Americans. And then the Cherokee, the different, you know, different tribes within them, these different subgroups. There isn't for those, to my limited knowledge. My knowledge is completely, like, I heard this years ago, and my knowledge is completely stopped there. Maybe there is a proper group term, but I've never fucking heard it. I should look that up. But it's not like it ever comes up in my everyday life. Or even in Blue Moon. Curiosity might push me if I can get off my ass. One time I actually, or maybe more than once, I actually managed to be so lazy, I actually lazed myself out of OCD. I was panicking and paranoid about something, but I just, it's like, ah, fuck it, I'm tired. And just went to sleep. Sadly, I'm far too paranoid now, but yeah. What did you selling?
Various things. You never know what might come in handy.
But, yeah, please, no one, put a hit out on me, please. I don't want to be put on anyone's, proscription? It's prescription to get off the doctor, right? I can never remember. It's literally a letter in the difference. At least that's how it sounds, anyway.
A pleasure doing. I'm afraid these bots are all spoken for. I'm just delivering them now. I've got a custom gutsy that isn't spoken for, but... Well, RL3's a bit finicky about the company he keeps, and I don't think he likes the look of you. Nothing personal, of course.
Yeah, he's true neutral.
But
He considers anything else to be radical. But he's one of the most durable companions, and is available from the get-go. As long as you're neutral. Crude wall. I've been hearing a lot about the settlements in Fallout 4. And I like the idea of them, but they're not properly realized. Like, they could have done a lot better with them, you know? And now I'm just having flashbacks. Someone was bitching about Fallout when it was announced. It's like, why can't this be a pacifist game? There's other games out there. Why does every game have to change to suit you? Oi. Why do you have to have such stupid critiques? Why can't you be smart? You change that. Ugh. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Actually, fun fact, if you want to say hello, or good morning, I believe, in Irish, it's Dia Diet, God be with you. And if you want to return it, you got to religiously one-up them. Dia Ismorgad. God and Mary be with you. It's just a religious one-upmanship contest. Good old Catholic Ireland. I don't know what the Yoden way of saying it is, because obviously Ireland wasn't always Catholic. But that's how it is now.
You can tell Tenpenny he can kiss my ass. We've got plenty of bottle caps. Let me in, goddammit.
How many times do we have to go through this? You're not getting in.
I can stand here all day yelling at you through this damn speaker if I have to.
I've already told you Tenpenny won't allow zombies to live here.
Who the hell are you calling a zombie?
You're definitely not human, that's for damn sure. For the last time, no zombies allowed.
Can't you tell the difference between me and a feral? Fine, I'll show you the goddamn difference. Just you wait. You'll get yours, all of you.
Okay, the issue with this quest is, like, you know, like, you win the tower over, they get to live there, they will kill them anyway. They're just fucking marauders. That or the people started being shitty again, and they have a very sharp fuse and start killing. So, there is one guy in there that is actually sound. He's actually like an honorary member of the, you know, the Ghoul City. He's a good guy. I think he may be killed by them too, so, like, everyone dies. Ghouls show up, everyone dies. I think I was gonna make a point there, but I don't remember now.
I'm really not in the mood, so leave me alone.
Do.
I thought I told you to get the hell out of here. Tenpenny doesn't want your goddamn caps, and I don't want the goddamn headache. For the last time, get your rotten, ugly, goddamn ghoul ass off Mr. Tenpenny's private property.
I don't think you're talking to the person you think you are.
Oh. Thought you were that damn ghoul. Well then, back to business as usual. You were trespassing on Alistair Tenpenny's private property. Renter's an official business only.
I'm here to see Tenpenny.
That's rich. What would a man like Tenpenny want to do with a waste rat like you?
I've a lucrative offer for Tenpenny. Let me in, or you'll come to regret it.
Just a minute. Let's not be hasty. If Tenpenny is interested in what you have to say, I suppose you should get your chance. Though he normally conducts all his business through Mr. Burke. If Tenpenny doesn't want to talk to you, then you best leave him alone. If you bother Mr. Tenpenny or any of his residents, I'll be very glad to forcibly show you out. Do we understand each other? Good.
I didn't agree, so, I do what I want.
Welcome to Tenpenny Tower. Don't do anything stupid.
You aren't the boss of me. Fuck yeah. Ooh. Interesting. Maybe I'll just kill everyone. Yes. Yes.
Hello. I'm not here for your entertainment.
Dance. Dance.
Is that so?
Edgar, I'm talking to you. Edgar, pay attention when I'm... Welcome to Tenpenny Tower.
You okay?
Introductions are in order. I am Mrs. Edgar Wellington. You may refer to me as Madam or My Lady Wellington.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's very nice to meet you, My Lady Wellington.
You're better mannered than your apparent breeding would indicate. It is nice to make your acquaintance. You didn't happen to catch a glimpse of any ghouls on your way in here, did you?
I'm not afraid of him.
That doesn't surprise me. You should talk to Gustavo. He might be able to use someone like you.
What's it like?
Things haven't been the same since those ghouls showed up. Has everyone on edge.
And interesting?
Again with the ghouls. It's all anyone will gossip about. I can't help thinking about them. Doing things to us. Let's talk about something else.
She's a ghoul fetish.
It's more than just interesting. It's positively horrible. Don't be a stranger.
Uh-huh. I just remembered something that annoyed me. Fun fact. Nurses eat their young. Apparently that's a phrase tied in with the nursing profession. Nurses form cliques and are more than happy to let patients die if they can get a petty slapback at a nurse. One hospital, I read an article, apparently in an actual medical journal. It was talking about a nurse. As the hospital started, they put up a board with commendations for different staff. Like, they would get a little gold star if they've been getting, praise from the clientele. And one of the boards, once empty, was now filled with stars for this particular nurse. So the other nurses, 14 of them, or at least 14 of the other nurses, decided they hated her guts, and then proceeded to ignore her while one of her patients was coding. They were willing to let him die. He managed to pull through, but for those 5 minutes, they were willing to let him die, just to screw her over. And then afterwards, a week later, a friend, another nurse, tells her not to go to her locker, just get the supervisor. She goes to her locker anyway with some tongs, and she finds a bloodied needle hidden in her clothing. If she just reached in and grabbed it, she would have pricked herself with who knows what. The tainted blood or any sort of medication on the injection. When she reported to the supervisor, well, I think it was a she, I only read this article like once and briefly, got rid of it. When she wanted an investigation, they said no. They weren't going to get rid of 14 nurses for one. The article goes on to say, to talk about different examples of it, how like most nurses there's not most nurses, but I think 30% quit within the first 6 months of their job, or was at least think of it, and that's just down to the harassment. Some think you like try and break you to see if you can actually make it as a nurse, but like that's how they justify it and reason it, but it's psychotic. And especially given that they're apparently as part of the hazing, they'll give a new nurse like multiple, like 5 patients that demand 24-hour care to handle at the same time while they sit down and watch TV and gossip. They're willing to have patients suffer just to harass and bully and abuse new hires. And they dress it up and doll it up. I remember hearing that there was a study about... I remember hearing... this is years ago, I only remembered a snippet of it. I don't know anything else about it. Oh, I think that someone was posting on Twitter. Basically, it was about women, making up stories and gossip about each other. actually convincing themselves that they were actually concerned for the other one, whoever they're making up about, and they were just concerned about them. Maybe that was playing in here, but anyway. Like, legitimately convincing themselves of this. But, yeah, the article goes on to say that since the profession's 91% female, a lot of new nurses believe that it's a given that this will happen. It's an expectation of it. The profession is still bleeding numbers, but it's still the expectation. Or at least it's expectation within the industry that this is just the antics to get up to. Because it's 91% female. The article goes on to say that's, puts down strong, independent women. And I started skimming here because I was getting angry, because the article goes on to say that it must be the fault of the typically male admin and doctors. So instead of it being the fault of women being pieces of shit to each other, oh no, it must be the evil men making women do it. Or it's like they set the environment. It's nothing to do with the women at all. Oh, no, it's the evil, filthy men.
Be cautious.
Yeah, I know, I could lose my account, but they can go fuck themselves. Like, seriously, nurses pulling that shit, and the people trying to run defense and blame it on other people. That's sickening, disgusting. May all your teeth fall out. Like, this is a legitimate issue, and they're here running defense. It's like, oh, it's not this psychotic piece of shit's doing. I wanted to say whoreson, but it doesn't quite work. It's not this psychotic piece of shit's doing. Oh no, it's this other person who didn't do it at all, possibly doesn't even know about it. It's their fault because penis, XY chromosome, what have you. It's their fault. They just, mind control the poor, feeble women into it. Go fuck yourself. I remember there was a teacher before in WIT, and she was, I was stuck on a thing, but she was terrifying to talk to. I even remember other people making the joke that when she would enter the room, the temperature would fucking drop. So I just sat there confused as fuck, trying to do it, and I could not ask her for help because it looked like she would fucking rip into me for it. I've had teachers do that before. I had one teacher rip into me for holding open the fucking door. I was going to her class, so I held the door open, stopped and held the door open for people to come behind me. It was only a few people. I felt like it. I had time. The teacher was one of them. She stopped and started giving out to me, saying that I should have pushed my way through them all, herself included. I ignored her and went on to, and just walked past her onto the class. But yeah, some girl ran defense. Oh, but it's understandable that the other one's, going back to WIT, is so cold. It's hard being a female teacher in a female-dominated profession. Oh yes, it's so hard being a male builder. It's so hard being a male builder. Oh my god, the poor dears. And really, it's so hard being a female teacher that justifies her being bad at her job. No one can ask her questions because she looks like she'll fucking knife them. Ugh. I wish I said it to her at the time, but I was just like, my brain just shut down. And some days I was too anxious to go talk to anyone. Other days I could. So I was on a kind of okay day. And I kind of didn't want to blow it. Okay, no actual physical recognition there. But yeah, it annoys me. It's just there's these strong independent women, sure, that's fine. Then why are you also trying to simultaneously portray them as helpless victims? Are men and women equal? Yes. Then why are you trying to pretend somehow they're equal and not? and that the evil man is inherently standing on their throat. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. I remember seeing people making a point that a lot of these arguments are steeped in apex fallacy. Basically, you look at the top of a pyramid, and then imagine the rest of the pyramid is the same as the top. So if the top of the pyramid is like male CEOs, like of dudes, is male CEOs, you know, political leaders, you know, whatever. You now presume that every man is that rich, every man is that well off. Then you look at any given average woman, and it's like, oh, she's, you know, there's a vast inequality here. It's retardation. So yeah.
Be cautious.
Yeah. Sorry, just that shit annoys me. I'm a big fan of, like, I don't see, like, yeah, sure, everyone should be treated equally. I don't have the energy to care. My life's a mess. I'm trying to put it back together. And even if when it is back together, I'll have better things to spend energy on. And these people, in the name of equality, are fighting for inequality. They're trying to make things worse, just the way their politics, their ideology says is an improvement, when it isn't.
Hey.
There's a phrase I've seen feminists love to throw around that equality feels a lot like inequality when you're privileged. So all too often it ends up applying back to them.
Be cautious.
All too often. Sorry. I remembered that article, and it just stuck in my bloody craw. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. It's just like, these women were content to let some old guy die. These women were content to try and murder their colleague. Stabbing her with a needle covered in blood. And who knows what's in it. The blood's worse enough, but I'm paranoid like there's drugs in it too. You know, who knows what she would have gotten from it. Who knows, she could have easily died. And here you are, it's like, oh, clearly it's the man's fault. There's no man in the situation. What the fuck? Like, seriously, I've known enough shitty women in my life. They don't need a dude to give them orders to be shitty. I've grown up with them. I've had them as my teachers. One of my relatives was seemingly, anyway, a narcissist. And plenty of her offspring picked up on it. It's not fun. Yeah, they're occasionally completely up their own ass and blind to the world around them. It's frustrating. They aren't full-fledged themselves, they're just fits of retardation. Yeah, they don't need a dude to arbitrate it. Women are human too. One thing that I always say is, a big part of human nature is the fact that we're flawed. No matter how long we live, no matter how hard we strive, we're gonna pick up more flaws as we go. That's just the reality of it. Perfection is a never-ending pursuit. It's a wordy one, trying to be the best you can be. But it's a never-ending pursuit. So, this happened. It's a never-ending pursuit. So, pretending people are inherently perfect or incapable of flaw, given that being flawed is part of the human condition, given that I'm not inclined to be too kind right now, I'd argue that you are kind of denying their humanity. You're pretending that there's some wax statue, that they're somehow flawless when no human can be. Or a marble statue, no human can be flawless. And here you are, ranting and raving as if they can be. To some extent, I would argue that is denying their very humanity. That the ability to do good and the ability to do bad is in both of us. It was in all of us. Men, women, white, black, everything else. The ability to do good and bad is in us all. And it's up to each of us to strive to be better, do better. Howdy.
Nice to see you. Doing well, I hope?
Pretending, LARPing that one set of humanity, no matter what it is inherently evil. LARPing that another is, you know, they're poor, helpless victims, incapable of doing evil without being forced to by them, is illogical. Insert your own groups wherever you want there. You know, it works for pretty much anything. Part of me is hesitant in saying everything, because I'm sure there's one scenario, no matter how esoteric niche out there, that it wouldn't work for, but, you know, it's infinitesimal. Everyone's capable of evil, everyone's capable of being good, everyone's has flaws and positives. What is the opposite of a flaw? The like word for it. Whatever. Everyone has a good side, everyone has a bad side. Pretending otherwise is insanity. And to a point, denying their very humanity. Part of being human is growth, is striving to be better to some degree. And pretending someone's at the end of a journey simply because of accident of birth is insanity. And nothing but.
I'm off duty. Come back when... what the hell? Let's just get it over with. I'm Dr. Banfield. What do you need?
They really have very few voice actors, don't they?
People are healthy here. They eat well and have a strong roof over their head.
How do they? What a shock about how healthy everyone looks.
Tenpenny is very selective about who he allows to live here. The correct genes and living conditions make for a relatively disease-free environment. Clean water is still a concern, of course. But we've got enough chems to keep the radiation sickness at bay. That's why he won't allow those ghouls to live here. Why introduce a weakness into a healthy system?
Depends on the ghoul, really. Some actually radiate. Radiation. So. Sure, they look a little weird, but they're not diseased vermin.
Well, I guess I must confess, I've never examined a ghoul up close. You're right. I shouldn't make assumptions.
I would like to make that stipulation. Some do radiation, but those are ones that are pretty much baked in it. And you can tell them on sight. They're green. That fucking radioactive green. It's very handy.
My current theory is that the destructive disease of the ghoul condition will always eventually render him little more than a mindless killer. The proverbial wasteland zombie with a predilection for raw human flesh. They can't be cured. And there's nothing to alleviate the symptoms. All in all, it seems rather sad, really.
Not sure what it causes ghouls to feral. Fallout 4 talks on it, but I don't know what they say. And it's Bethesda lore. Bethesda contradicts things willy-nilly. So, what in the more in the better side of Fallout 1, 2 tactics. What causes them to go feral? It's a degeneration of some sort, but what causes it?
Well, not exactly, but my colleagues have published papers. I suppose someone ought to verify their findings. Perhaps I'll do that. Who knows? I might even finally get published.
You might. He kind of made that realization right as he was saying it. They published papers. They didn't check either, did they? One, two, three. Oop. And correct genes. To what extent does he mean? Like, the typical shtick is, like, only one ethnic group's allowed in here. Oh. You know, it's diverse, so what's the corrected gene then?
Mr. Tenpenny isn't taking callers.
I'm here to see Tenpenny, but if you weren't so incompetent, you would know that.
Hold on there a minute. Oh, all right, I'll let you in, but if Tenpenny hollers because he isn't expecting you, you're dead. Let's save. This may go poorly. So, you can see... Yeah, orientate myself right. Apparently, Megaton is over that way. But yeah, he finds it an eyesore. What's the button to pick things up? Z. What you gonna do about it? I'm establishing dominance. No, you cannot keep that. You're not allowed.
Careful where you point that thing. Can't we talk about this?
Hold on. Also, that's your voice? Not what I expected.
How did you get past the guard?
What do you want?
I was wondering, why blow up Megaton?
I complained offhand one day about how I thought that heap of metal on the horizon was a bit of an eyesore. Mr. Burke offered to take care of it. Burke is such an agreeable man, isn't he? I don't know how I got along without him. I practically don't have to think about things anymore. He takes care of everything. I seldom even have to ask. He's a real go-getter, that one. We need more men like him if we're going to rebuild the world.
Uh-huh. You don't have a problem with killing all those people?
Oh, no, I'm certainly rather sore about all of that, but certain sacrifices must be made. Besides, Burke assured me that bomb was quite unstable. I asked Burke to suggest they vacate. It was all a matter of time. Think of it as helping speed along the process of natural selection. Don't lose any sleep over it.
Do you remember Mr. Crowley?
The ghoul? He's dead. Died 20 years ago. Good riddance, too. I hate those shufflers.
It's... How did he die?
Who cares? I hired some mercenaries to get me some equipment from Fort Constantine. He was one of them. Of the 5, only 3 survived. You'll have to ask one of them if you want the gory details.
You've satisfied my curiosity.
So easily? Somehow I'm not surprised. Cheerio.
Good riddance.
Indeed. We'll take it. Just waiting to see a wrinkled, shriveled corpse. Ooh, random eye. Ooh, +2 to small guns. So can I go over the 100? No. Ooh. I'm Mr. Tenpenny
Can I
now.
help you? Mr. Tenpenny isn't taking callers.
He isn't taking any callers. Ever again.
Unsolicited callers are not generally welcome. Have a nice day. Goodbye.
Stout shotgun. Could have gotten a room here. Ooh, Godfrey.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Godfrey, your personal robotic butler. I am here to look after your needs and to keep you happy and entertained. What can I do for you?
Die.
Yes, it's common knowledge that irradiated cats have 18 half-lives. My humor emitter array requires recharging.
I did find that joke funny.
If there's...
It's not. feel mildly bad doing this, but then I don't. Board it up. Board it up. Hey. So I could kill my way around here. Get rid of all the guards. I'll get fingers for each one that I'm credited with anyway. What's in Shang's place? As far as there's pencils left. Rebuilding proposal. Welcome, comrade. We excel at destroying the old world, and we excel at building a new one. Chairman Chang. 200 years ago, Chairman Chang led his armies to defeat the decadent rulers of this land. Now, his humble descendant, Comrade Chang, shall lead its noble people to rebuild a brighter future in its place. By uniting to work together, we can eradicate the twin dangers of lawlessness and disease. With unified soldiers, we can cleanse the land of beasts and highwaymen. With organized farmers, we can overcome starvation and poverty. When competing villages are destroyed, all must unite under glorious leadership of Chang and the Tenpenny commune. In the wasteland, we can all be heroes. Don't mind my casual B&E. Though, if there's casual B&E, would there be ranked B&E? Competitive B&E? I was gonna say B&B, but...
Good to see you. Well, well, what have we here? Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Susan Lancaster. Perhaps we can become better acquainted in the near future.
You bet, I like meeting new people. And then killing them.
Me too. Especially rich, fine young men.
You said the quiet part loud.
Listen, you look like you can handle yourself. You survived out there in the wasteland getting here, after all. You ever have to deal with ghouls?
I'm no stranger to violence, if that's what you're getting at.
You're exactly the kind of man we need around here. Chief Gustavo and his pack of goons aren't doing their job. Those ghouls keep coming back. Somebody's bound to get hurt sooner or later.
Those ghouls sure have people worked up, don't they?
Are you going to do something about the problem, or not? You're a bit of a loser, aren't you? Later then.
1 second.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, you're out of a lot of places. Killed him? What? Ooh, armament key. The last best hope of humanity. What am I, the Men in Black?
Hello?
I am Tenpenny.
What?
How do you like my suit?
He owns this building. We get our caps from him. And don't you forget it. I guess we could do a little trading. Here's what I got.
Ooh, yes. Take it.
Another satisfied customer. Tenpenny is always on time with the money, and we get fairly comfortable digs with side benefits. I still...
Sure, that's fine.
Hey. My name is Tiffany Cheng. My miserable excuse for a husband is Comrade Irving Cheng, and you can tell him I said so.
These responses are very angled in different ways, and I'm just like, care to elaborate? That's more neutral. This is negative towards him, negative towards her. Just negative.
Do you know he tried forming a committee to discuss the ghoul situation? A committee! He made himself chairman, of course. What we need is somebody to do something, not just talk about it. Don't suppose you know anything about ghouls, do you? I wish I could. I get nightmares from time to time. Take.
Well, I suppose that's kind of understandable. Now, where
Hi.
are
Yes?
you, dude? There's one guy I'm looking for.
You got anything to report, Ling?
Everything's just fabulous.
And how are you this fine day?
Watch your manners.
I live in Tenpenny Tower. I'm at the top of the world.
I'd like to have the radio on in this, but some songs are copywritten, so I don't want to get hit. That's her.
Charm, I'm sure.
No, that ability doesn't work on heroes.
What the disc? Hell if I know, but I'm gonna keep talking anyway. Got lots of stuff going down in post-apocalyptia these days. Here's some of the latest news. I've been getting more and more reports of these mercenary maniacs from Talon Company, especially in the downtown DC area.
Hey!
Hey.
If you see these hombres, steer clear. Whatever you have, they want, and they're not really into asking politely. Word is, these guys take all the contracts the other mercs won't. In short, there's nothing they won't do. So be careful out there.
Hey.
Until next time, this is Three Dog, ow! And you're listening to Galaxy News Radio, bringing you the truth, no matter how bad it hurts.
Herbert Dashwood. Damn glad to meet you. Call me Daring. Everyone else does.
Daring? Bet you had to earn that nickname, huh?
Maybe you've heard the GNR radio play? The Adventures of Herbert Daring Dashwood? That's about me, you know. Based on my, earlier days. I even had a ghoul manservant. Let me ask you, you ever met a ghoul before?
Yeah, sure, I met some ghouls. People trying to get by. I was like, yeah, I met ghouls. The people type and the feral type. You know. Just acknowledging one half of the equation is irritating me.
Ah, you already learned some wisdom in your youth. Congratulations. Some ghouls moved into the nearby metro tunnel. There's a bunch of the so-called feral ghouls in there, but a handful seem the sociable type. I've tried explaining to my fellow tenants that not all ghouls are monsters, but they don't seem to care. The intelligent ones should stay away from our trigger-happy protectors. If there are enough feral ones, though, they could overwhelm security.
Again, as far as I know, everyone's killed if you let the ghouls in. Herbert included. Even though the ghouls over at the museum love this guy. I can take care of this.
Aha! An adventurous soul like myself. If I wasn't retired, I might come with you myself. Haven't you ever heard the radio play? The Adventures of Herbert Daring Dashwood? That guy at the radio station put it together a few years ago. He did it in the style of those shows they had before the war. Came out pretty well. And it's all true. Rockopolis, Miss Chase, all of it. Of course, they do portray me as a bit of a chump. Argyle may have saved my hide more than once, but I had my moments. Ah, those were the days. Argyle was my manservant. Ah, but that's really just a fancy word for the guy who saves my sorry skin on a regular occasion. He was a ghoul, you see. Been around since before the war. We met when I stole his girlfriend back in '41. We'd been best friends ever since. We got separated a long time ago and never reunited. If you find Argyle out there somewhere, you be sure and tell me, okay?
I think you can find him.
Well, until recently, the only danger you ever faced in this fine establishment was bumping into all the bloated egos floating around. But now there's a group of ghouls nearby. I've tried explaining that they don't all want to eat you, though some do, of course. Problem is, it's hard to tell which is which. Chief Gustavo has initiated a shoot first and ask later policy. If they're smart, they'll stay away. Go get them!
That's an ominous looking garden gnome. Oh. Exploration database. How daring. May the twilight of your life be filled with the same wonder and adventure as your youth. King Crag. Good old Craggy, king of Rockopolis. After Argyle and me shelter back in the summer of '48, fortunately there was a little incident with his daughter and we were exiled. So we shelter again a couple years later, but Craggy didn't take too kindly to us luring slavers into his hidden underground city. It was the last time I ever saw Argyle, right after he saved my hide for the 100th time. Miss Penelope Chase, two-timing bitch, she got what she deserved. Destiny Chow. My destiny. Harlot par excellence, and the proprietor of the Blue Destiny Brothel. The loveliest women have ever had the pleasure. Later she died from chorea in December '49, an event that closed down the brothel forever. Argyle, the best manservant a guy could ask for. Tough, loyal, and hell of a good friend. Even if he did smell like a bag of rotten meat. What's a ghoul gonna do? Last time I saw Argyle was in Rockopolis decades ago. No, he's still out there. Somewhere. Harmon something. Julie. Slaver leader and psychotic cannibal. Circa 2250. See entry on Paradise Falls. Most dangerous dump in the capital wasteland. Slavers there would have bought and sold anything with a pulse. Still will, from what I hear. Back in my day, they were more disorganized, though. The leader was a son of a bitch named Harmon Jolie, a psychotic son of a bitch who was rumored to eat the slaves he couldn't sell. Rockopolis, an underground city. Not a bad accomplishment, all things considered, but the leader, King Crag, became too isolationist for his own good. Okay, so I accidentally led slavers there, and those bastards cleaned the place out. It's an honest mistake. The best damn whorehouse in capital wasteland, strong booze and soft women. Shut down in summer of '49, when most of the ladies died from a chorea outbreak. City of the Dead, or Undead as some would believe, the underworld was and is a settlement of ghouls, established in an old art exhibit in the Museum of American History. Argyle and I used to go there quite a bit. I was even voted honorary ghoul back in '51. Should we go back and visit sometime? Megaton. A town built around an undetonated atomic bomb. My kind of place. Megaton is pretty well fortified now, but back in my day it was even more ramshackle. Great place to grab a drink or abroad. Here Moriarty even has his own place now. Guess that shouldn't surprise me. Guy's been playing the angles since the day he ended up in this country, as a kid. And he had an accent. Was it vaguely Irish? I can't remember. Ended up in this country as a kid would imply he crossed the ocean. So maybe that New Vegas mod that one person, the Mike Burnfire was playing, wasn't too far off of, people crossing from England. No, you're an MP. Or, no, you're an MP. Yeah, I think that's how it goes. Monoliths. Goddamn walking crabs. Tough to kill, but they're pretty delicious afterwards. The outer carapace is hard to penetrate, though. Good thing their face isn't armored, and Argyle had such a good right jab. Ghouls gone bad. Brains had rotted through so much they've lost their ability to think straight. Argyle and I fought these hapless zombie bastards more times than I can count. I think he actually liked killing them, so it is some sort of revenge against God for his own situation or something. Red scorpions. I've been a lot of places in my day. Everywhere you'd find those damn rad scorpions. Rumor was they sent from Emperor scorpions, which you could find in pretty much any pet store in the country when the bombs fell. Guess that explains their population. Yeah, guy. Bears are the Kappa Wasteland's equivalent anyway. You're not gonna find one of these babies bouncing on a big rubber ball, though. I can tell you that much. They're vicious as they come. They're as vicious as they come. Razor sharp claws, razor sharp teeth, nasty, nasty temperament. Hey folks, let us go back in. Just had to stop and make sure the recording was going through fine. I have to admit, I've always been fascinated by these things. Such a genius creation. A robot powered by a brain and a sexy damon's voice. Of course, I always had to wonder, what are human brains? What are actually the brains of sexy dames? Was it all monkey brains in recordings? Anyway, I got hit by one of their mind blasts once. Hell of a headache for 3 days. Can't pick that up. Like, just lift it in the environment.
Poor Mr. Chang drew the short straw when he married her, didn't he?
Yes, dear.
Edgar! I'm talking to you.
What?
I swear, Edgar, it's in one ear and out the other with you. Ugh!
Edgar Wellington II. Have you met my wife, Millicent? Hold on. Who let you in here?
I was let in the front gate.
Very well. As long as security is aware of your presence. Can't be too careful these days. What with these ghouls and all. Gustavo says he has the situation well in order, but I wonder if he's really trying. Don't suppose you ran into any ghouls on your way in here?
I don't consider them to be a problem, if that's what you're asking.
Then you obviously don't know anything about ghouls. It's the place to live, the only place one finds any modicum of civilization and breeding. Of course those ghouls are trying to move in here. Can you fancy that? Disgusting zombies living in a place like this? Really now?
Breeding in this case, they don't mean just fucking. It's like sophistication or a different class of person, a higher class. So, everyone here is pretty much an ass.
You better not cause any more trouble.
Yeah, definitely not killing him. But yeah, who's karma for killing them? I guess they are asses.
Tenpenny Tower.
But they don't deserve to die. Can't close these again, annoyingly. Oh, mentats.
I would surely have perished if it wasn't for Mr. Tenpenny and his tower.
Old Royale. Premium whiskey. Ooh. 1 sec, folks. 38, 39, 40. I'm gonna call this here, folks. I sincerely hope you've enjoyed this. And I'll be back soon to record more. I want to get this done. Get on to New Vegas. Get that done. Then do Fall 4. Then, when I'm done with that, when the urge maybe eventually takes me, I'll probably revisit them and try a modded playthrough.
Welcome to Tenpenny Tower.
And, you know, see what we can drum up with those. But, yeah, I'm gonna call this here. I sincerely hope you've enjoyed this. If there's anything you'd like to tell me, please let me know in the comment sections below. And I hope you join me again soon. Oh, do keep in mind, there's a massive delay between recording and actually releasing. So
You better not cause any more trouble.
I won't.
Good to see you.
Sorry, I thought I heard something that shouldn't be happening. Cat's up to mischief. But yeah, just if you want to comment on something in particular, I would ask if you just leave a timestamp. I really won't know otherwise. So, anyway, I sincerely hope you've enjoyed this. Till then, love and peace, baby.